Hey y'all, it's Kim. So this is the grand jury testimony from 2006 against Jeffrey Epstein. They were just building a case, trying to figure out if it was going to go to court. Anyway, we're just going to start here on page 105. Let me set a timer. I want to get through this today, and then I also got something else I want to read y'all. It's basically the Ghislaine or whatever Maxwell's indictment. I think that's what it is. So anyway, let me set a timer. Yeah, we'll just do 15 minutes on this and then just break it up that way. I think that's better. Okay. So this is basically a detective talking to the sorry, to the actual prosecutor. But anyway, it says, Mrs. Belovic, do you know redacted the present occupation, detective? She's an exotic dancer. A stripper? A stripper. Okay. Who is that one? Uh, redacted. Redacted. Yes, sir. And when Jeffrey entered redacted, did she ask him to stop it all? The witness, she screamed no. She didn't. And he continued, said no. Uh, he apologized, offered her $1,000 subsequently then. So he stopped after that, yes. Okay. In the second question, you had made comment that Dollar Rental Car wasn't able to find the Dollar Car Rental. Have you been able to confirm the actual subpoenas have been issued to Dollar Rent a Car? I have their techs researching it. They were acquired by another company. Some of the business records were not up to par. So they're hopefully I keep reminding them to. There's more than one car then. That's correct. They still rent. They rented the car for Redacted, which I believe she's still driving it. Okay. Yes, ma'am. How many of the girls had relationships with him over a year while they were still in high school? I'm sorry? How many of the girls had were seeing him for more than a year while and he knew that they were still in high school? I know that all of them were in high school when they first started seeing him, Redacted being 16. The age of graduation is 18. I would say they all because they all met him through Redacted school. The question is the linked period. This doesn't, it's one time. Like with Redacted, it was numerous, hundreds of times for 2 years. So over 2 years. Redacted 15 or more times. Right. So this is long standing with, and then, right. Many of these girls, I don't know why it's breaking up like that, unless there's something we're missing here. But anyway, yes. Can you name the two girls that the vaginal penetration took place? It would be redacted and redacted. And how many then would, in your opinion, defined by the sexual act, how many other girls would fall under that category? Can you give me some type of count? Well, there was the that age. I don't know what's missing there. There's a masturbation in front of how many girls? Oh, there was all of most them. I guess they were kind of talking over each other, which is stupid. Of the girls, I would say all of them. Okay, except for maybe the legitimate masseuse redacted. But the only one that was 16 or under 16 at the time was redacted. Right, she was 14. Correct. Okay. Other than redacted stepmother coming to the police, the obviously, or she obviously found out from the principal, but the other girls, none of their parents knew about it or intervened in any way. It wasn't until redacted parents discovered what she was doing. It was at that time that she had stopped. And to this day, she still gets phone calls. She had to change her cell phone number. Hold on. They have changed the house number from Sarah Kellen and Epstein. Because here these girls are bringing home this money. They're obviously shopping, bringing home items, and none of the parents got involved in any way. A lot of these parents, they had no idea what was going on. I can't believe that. I mean, you have to ask questions, not comments. Do you have your hand up? Or yes, ma'am, do you have your hand up? Let's see, you mentioned redacted was from redacted. Redacted, yes. Redacted was from redacted. No, actually, these all the girls lived in the redacted area. Redacted area. Okay, any suspicion that there perhaps were other groups of girls from redacted schools or other areas that would bring that he would bring into that his home? Not that I'm aware of. This common lake here was redacted school. And there was actually comments made from people that says that there's nobody in redacted school that does not know about Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, sir. The girl that brought these girls got $200. Was that redacted? Yes, she was one of the girls. Then there was another girl that brought them. Okay, then after he got some of their cell phone numbers, did he make his own appointments? Did he still pay redacted? That is correct. Okay. And eventually they did cut out redacted and would contact these girls directly. Oh, that's okay. Did Jeffrey Epstein make the appointments or was it done through Sarah Kellen? Through Sarah Kellen, his assistant. So we don't have any of the girls actually making an appointment with Jeffrey Epstein himself. Correct. Were you able to talk with Sarah Kellen? No, the defense did not allow. So Redacted claimed to make it clear to Epstein that for the 2 years she was going, she was in high school. He knew that. The witness, okay, he knew that based on the sending the flowers to her school for her high school play that she was in. Anyone else? What year when she received the flowers, what class was she in? Was it a senior, a junior? I want to say senior, but I'm not 100% positive on that. Why I asked that is that, usually a senior can be 18 years old, whereas a junior, that was right. That would give him some knowledge of knowing how old she is. Yes, ma'am. The two girls that received rental cars, their parents never asked them where they got those cars that they were driving. The one girl redacted who's still driving the car, she's attending college at redacted. Her parents live up here in redacted area. Where she does frequent her parents, when she does frequent her parents, the car is a friend's car or is borrowed. Yes, sir. Indiscernible, confirm. I believe it was redacted, had indicated that the conversation with Jeffrey Epstein was that to make sure that the girls were young. The younger the better. And the younger the better, right? That was younger the better was the quote. And in that conversation, was that in reference to specifically your friends from your school, or that came later because she brought a 23-year-old to provide a massage and he told her she was too old? Oh my gosh. Right. Okay. Okay. Can I ask a legal question? Miss Bella Belovic, whatever. Is there inaudible? Yes, but can we discuss that when the detective's not here? Yes, sir. Are all these girls available to be called if the case went to court? If we went to trial, yes. Any other questions? Yes, sir. Have you ever been to verify Mr. Have you been able to verify Mr. Epstein's age? Mr. Epstein was born in 1951, I believe, 51 or 53, January of 1953, January 20th, 1953, which would have made him 52, 53 years of age, and 51, 50, 51 during the times of these events. Correct. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. One more. I think there's another question. Oops, sorry. Is there any other evidence that the girls were in his house besides the one tape, besides what they're saying? He did have two cameras, two covert hidden cameras inside his house for security purposes. We did locate that computer. I reviewed the images in the computer, and within that computer, there are photographs of girls that I had previously interviewed that appears to be them. However, because it's so grainy, so snowy, a positive identification is, it's hard to, unless you show it to the girl, is this you? Which I haven't done because too much information was being leaked back to him. So that's why I pretty much stopped giving them information as far as this investigation. So you can't say specifically when the cop or pictures. Hold on. So you can't say specifically then the pictures are of the girls involved. I cannot say positively. I can say that this girl appeared to be like just like redacted. Same hairstyle, same mannerisms of walking, same clothes, that typical that I've seen her wear, but I can't say for 100% that this is her. This appears to be her, the same body style, face, that type of. And the girls are still in touch with him, telling him about your investigation. I know for a fact that redacted or telling Sarah or Nada, right? I know that redacted has called, and other girls that I've interviewed or approached to be interviewed have called him, and there are other girls that refuse to talk to you, right? I love Jeffrey. I'm not testifying against him. What? Right. One question, didn't you say that the place in Palm Beach has the residents under surveillance? When I took over the investigation, I had our attack team conduct physical surveillance, and they observed these girls coming to the residence in their vehicles, in their dad's car, in their mom's car, coming to the house, seeing Epstein. The so you do have witnesses that can put these girls in. Absolutely. That particular, absolutely. There's one thing I forgot. In or at his home, not in sex acts though. No, not in sex acts. They were conducting surveillance from the outside. I know. Did you do any telephone research or was everything done over cell phones? The witness, everything was done over cell phones. All right. Thank you very much, Detective Ricari. Witness excused. Witness Gregory Parkinson. So, Ms. Dugan, okay, would you raise your right hand? Yes. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. They misspelled that. Yes, I do. So the examination by Mrs. Bella Lovick. I guess that's how you say her name. Whatever. Okay, would you introduce yourself to the grand jurors, please? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gregory Parkinson. How long have you been employed as a law enforcement officer? I've been in business 40 years now. I started on October 25th of 1966. And where were you working then? I worked for the West Palm Beach Police Department where I served for 34 years until I retired on July 3rd of the year 2000. I had the 4th of July off and went to work the next day as an investigator for the state attorney's office where I worked for 3 years. I left on February 14th of 2003, had the weekend off, and then took over a management position with the town of Palm Beach Police Department, where I'm still currently employed. What is your position with Palm Beach Police Department? I hold the rank of police officer, but I also hold the title of civilian, where I'm in charge of the crime scene investigation unit, the photography unit, the evidence holding unit, and the fingerprint unit. In your capacity as the crime scene head, did you take part in the search warrant executed on Jeffrey Epstein's house on October 20th, 2005? Yes, I did. Tell us how you go about executing a search warrant in general. Once the warrant is signed and brought back to headquarters, I'm not aware of this at that time. On this morning, which was a Thursday morning, when I went to the morning briefing at that time, I was informed that the search warrant would be executed and that it would be at a residence. My responsibility is to then assemble a team of evidence specialists and crime scene processors that will respond to this unannounced scene. We don't even know where we're going until we're in a what looks like a funeral procession or a parade. All the cars are ready to go. We follow the lead car, and only then, when we arrive, do we know the location. Okay, I'm gonna stop this here and then record some more. But anyway, talk to y'all later. Bye.